questions. 3 questions. Christina, welcome. Tell us about your book.
Well, I have 2 books out. One is Taekwondo Test, right here. It is a chapter books for grades K through 2, and it's about a little girl who's learning how to do Taekwondo, and this is her first test to test for her belt, so she's really nervous, and she encounters a friend who got injured, and so she's worried that if she gets hurt, she might not pass her test. So it's based on my experience, because I do Taekwondo. The first time that I took a test, I actually hurt myself the night before.
Oh, no.
So I was really nervous thinking I was going to fail. So I drew from that experience and wrote that book. And the other one is a biography on Stan Lee, because I'm a comic book geek. So it's called Stan Lee, Get to Know the Comics Creator. And it's about his life and how he came to create some of the awesome superheroes that we know and love today.
Awesome. Awesome. So question number 2, what is your favorite thing about writing?
You know, I was thinking that it's the best part where there's 2. One is that these ideas in my head actually become tangible. You know, I translate it into words and I can share it with other people. But the absolute bestest part is when, especially children, come up to you and ask you about, like, so they were asking me about Mina, like, how old is she? And does she have siblings? Where does she live? And all these things that I never considered that wasn't in the book. And I'm like, oh, well. And then I have to be on my feet and come up with this information, because to them, Mina's real. You know,
Yeah.
like, there is life. You breathe the life. That's the moment that life really is breathed into your character, because a reader is asking you, so what about so-and-so? And so what are they going to do now? Is there going to be a second book? So you're like, no, I never really thought of that.
You're like, no, I wasn't going, oh gosh, no. And now you have to worry about that. Now is there a second book?
Right. But that's when it comes alive.
Yes, no, it's true. It's true. Reader interaction is pretty awesome. And so my last question, of course, is what are you working on now?
I am working on two items. One is a picture book about a little boy who's learning how to do Filipino dance, because I'm Filipino, so that's near and dear to my heart. And a middle grade about a Filipino teenager who lives in Minnesota, who discovered her family secret that she now has to deal with, but also at the same time fight, supernatural creatures. So it's kind of like Buffy meets Mulan with Filipino folklore, sort of, but
that's awesome. That's
protagonist is Filipino.
That's cool. I like that you're bringing your culture into your stories, because I really think that's important. I think it's a great way to kind of like bring readers into your culture, but then also control how much of that is shared, especially through like fantasy. I would love fantasy.
Exactly.
From other cultures.
That's one of the things about Filipino culture is there's maybe a few picture books, some contemporary, but there's not a lot of fantasy or sci-fi wherein the protagonist, not just the sidekick, but the protagonist is of Filipino culture. So I wanted to really bring that in and show, young readers, especially Filipino kids, that, hey, you can be the superhero too.
That's awesome. All right, so now it's time for our lightning round, which is where we just ask you some fun questions so everyone can get to know you. I know. Put on your cool kid hat. All right, so number 1, sloppy joes or hamburgers?
Oh, sloppy joes.
Yes! I always am afraid someone's going to say hamburgers. I'm like, but sloppy joes there's so much going on.
Exactly. I remember the first time I ate sloppy joes, I thought it was the best thing in the world.
I still love sloppy joes. I make my family eat them at least once a month because I'm still 12. All right, so next question, koalas or lemurs?
Ooh.
The hard one.
I love koalas, but Penguins of Madagascar probably has just ruined me. I love
King Julian.
Who doesn't love King Julian?
I love King Julian. You're right. No one doesn't love King Julian. All right. And last question, which you said you're a comics nerd, so that's great because this is a comic question. Hawkeye or Green Arrow?
Ooh,
I know.
Hawkeye. I
but
really like him.
But like MCU Hawkeye or like comic book Hawkeye? Now we're
I think
get...
oh my God, there's going to be comic books throwing things at me right now. MCU?
Oh no. Shame. No, I'm sorry.
I know they're throwing Rotten Tomatoes at
I
me right now.
know comics. I love comics Hawkeye. I really do. And MCU
They're
Hawkeye
both
is.
great. They both
I
have their
know.
advantages, but I just like the way he's presented right now.
Yeah.
The actor who plays him right now, I think is really cool. Perfect
Awesome.
for it.
So that was it. Tell folks where they can find you on the internets.
You can find me. I have a website called fairytalehollow.com. I'm on Twitter. I'm known as Kickbutt Writer on Instagram. And I also have a Facebook page called In Her Right Mind, encouraging people to write more.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us. And folks, you can find those links down below the video. And thanks, Cristina.
Thanks.